Hello, this is Schedulytics and welcome to today's session. In today's video, we are going to talk about the post-estimation commands or post-estimation tests that we run following analysis of variance test. Now, if you've been watching our videos on the channel, you realize that there are a set of videos we run on analysis of variance, looking at the Kruskal-Wallis test, and then the analysis of variance, one-way, two-way, and even three-way factorial analysis. Now, when you do an ANOVA analysis and you realize that there is a statistically significant difference in the categories on which you did your analysis, there is the need for you to do a post-estimation analysis to really see where the difference exists. So if you follow this video right to the very end, you will come to see some post-estimation analysis or test that we can undertake when we realize our analysis of variance ANOVA is statistically significant. Now we are going to see what the various statistical platforms we have been using so far have to say regarding this post-estimation analysis. First, we would like to begin with the JAS platform, and we are reading a book by Dr. Matt Goss Sampson. And we'll scroll down to a page where page 86, where he spoke extensively about post-estimation or the post-hoc testing. Now, he says that post-hoc tests are tests that are decided upon after the data have been collected. They can only be carried out if the ANOVA F statistic is significant. So this point is very important that we keep in mind. So just like I mentioned earlier, when you realize that your ANOVA F statistic is statistically significant, then there's the need for you to go a step further to do the post-hoc testing. Now, it mentions that the JAS provides 5 alternatives for use with the independent group analysis of variance test. Now, the first one it mentions is Bonferroni. Now, it says that this can be very conservative, but gives guaranteed control over type 1 error at the risk of reducing statistical power. Notice, does not assume independence of the comparison. Now, we also have the home or the Humbert Bonferroni test, which is a sequential Bonferroni method that is less conservative than the original Bonferroni test. Then we also have the Tukey. The Tukey is one of the most commonly used tests and provides controlled type 1 error for groups with the same sample size and equal group variance. So this is also very important when you want to choose between the Tukey and the Bonferroni. Now, we also have the Schiffe, which controls for overall confidence level when the group sample sizes are different. So it controls for the overall confidence group level when the sample size of the groups are different. So this can also inform your choice of it. And then we have the CDAC, which is also similar to the Bonferroni, but assumes that each comparison is independent of others. Now, I realize here it does not assume independence of the comparison, but here it assumes the comparison. So slightly more powerful than Bonferroni. So when you have to do a post-analysis based on the JAS system, where you have to assume independence of the comparison groups, then you have to use the CDAC. Now, it goes on to say that we have the Game-Howell. Now, this one is used when you are unsure about the quality of the group variance. And then the Dunet's test is also used to compare all the groups to one or the control group. So when you have a control group and you're comparing all of them against that particular control group, then the choice is what? The Dunet's test. We equally have the DAN, which is a non-parametric post test used for testing subsets of pairs. So when you realize your data set is also not normally distributed, then you may want to fall on the done test. So basically, this is what the JAS system has to say about the post estimation analysis. Now, what about what does SPSS also say? The IBM. Well, according to the IBM, it classifies the post estimation commands into two, where we have those that qualify for equal variance when it's assumed, and those that qualify for equal variance when it is not assumed. Now, this one says once you have determined that difference exists among the means, post hoc range test and pairwise multiple comparison can be determined with which means differ. Range test is identified homogeneous subset of means that are not different from each other. Pairwise multiple comparisons test the difference between each pair of means and yield a matrix where asterisk indicates significant different group means at an alpha level of 0.05. This we know already. So now when it comes to the ones that we assume equal variance, we have the Tukey, we have the Bonferroni here, we have the SIDAC, we have the Shife, we have the RAIN. So we have the REGWF, REGWK, sorry, Q, SNK, we have the Tukey, we have the Duncan, we have this Gabriel, and so many, as well as the Dunet's test. Now let's read a little about this. So the Dunet's test, pairwise multiple comparison t-test that compares a set of treatments against a single control mean. So this one resonates with what the JAS says. So when you're doing an experimental analysis where you have a control and different cases, and you have to do a multiple comparison after your ANOVA says there's a significant difference, then the best choice is the Dunet test. Now, for the unequal variance, or when we don't assume equal variance, these are the options that we have. The Dunet's T3, we have the Game-Howell, and the Dunet's. Now, what does Stata also has to say? Now, the Stata platform is an interesting one where you can just quickly type help post hoc test ANOVA. So once you add this help, it will give you all the information you get to know or you need to know about this particular test. So you type it and you click on OK. Immediately you do that, you have an interface where it gives you an information. So here you say help for blah blah is not found. However, it gives you FAQ. How can I do post hoc pairwise comparison using Stata? And a link is provided for you to be able to follow the link and see what is there. So now let's follow that link and see what information it provides us. Now, right, so here we have that link. It says, how can I do post hoc pairwise comparison using Stata? Say post hoc pairwise comparison are commonly performed after significant effect when there are 3 or more level of factors. Stata has 3 built-in pairwise methods, which is SIDAC, Bonferroni, and Shife in the one-way command. Although these options are easy to use, many researchers consider the methods to be too conservative for pairwise comparison, especially when there are many levels. The SIDAC method is the least conservative of the 3 followed, in order by Bonferroni and Shife. Now it gives, so you can check this out on your own and see how it does the comparison using each of those post hoc tests, and then you get to know how they differ from each other. But actually, we are going to learn how we can run even the Tukey, the Dunet's test using the Stata platform. So although it says that we have these 3, we are going to explore how we can use the Stata platform to do the other post hoc tests. So keep watching the videos on the Catalytic channel so that you get to enlighten yourself about how you can use each of these statistical tools to run these post estimation commands. Until we meet again on our next one, we encourage you to like the video. We encourage you to subscribe if you are new to the channel and turn on the post notification bell so you are always notified whenever a new video is released. Until we meet again on our next one, this is Catalytics, and it's a bye.